Order for NDC MP and an watching the Siana Mano Casano, IGP Inspector General of Police, Ghana has IGP Cassiapan, Tete Yowonu, the Siana were instructed to say, Sa NDC MP no, Yen Yushimu Cassiapan because was man boys, someone go attack Naimus, Director General no, Anas, anti-Galamsey Task Force no, chese mo penyin pa no, chese John Dramani Mahama, chese one instruction mo say, omonko tu Galamsey asolofo, IGP, the instruction kese pan dia ba, say yenye sa intihwemu no, adentia, NDC MP no, esuma ne boys, say omonko atake, sa Director of Operations, elofo, MP no ne hu ayesheshi agisi ameno kasa no chese intihwemu kese koso yesi Director of Operations ni ya says and the car odofo video ni nyina mensaka ya says and the car and chese NDC no chese NDC MP no and one instructing the boys and chese mako tuegu ni so a ma says and the cars ni omodi nkonti ba na ade ebobo cars ni ya says odofo John Dramani Mahama etu Galamsey ase no NDC force da bi Oma sumo mo boy say omunko tu Galamsey na task force for no echi omo a NDC NP no asuma ne boy say on ti ase na omoko to hye penyin so a oma says ne ka odofo video no mensaka odofo mema meka sanya tintimese so bedi mechi ni ekwakohwe sa video we ni abagisi Ghanatube so.
This afternoon, the Inspector General of Police, Christian Tete Yohonu, has directed the Criminal Investigations Department, CID, to take over investigations into the attack of the Director of Operations of the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, NIMOS, and his team at Shidium in the Ahafo region. A member of Parliament for Isutufi North, Ebenezer Kwekuado, is alleged to have incited the mob and obstructed the NIMOS team, and he has subsequently been invited to assist with ongoing investigation. Preliminary investigations also indicates that on Saturday, the 1st of November 2025, the NIMOS director and his team intercepted illegal miners operating near Bruni Krom in the Ahafo region and arrested several suspects. A mob of about 600 people allegedly incited by the MP later besieged the Shidium police station, demanding the release of the miners and seizing vehicles. And the crowd vandalized the director's vehicle, damaged part of the police station, and threatened to set it ablaze. Reinforcements from the Ahafo Regional Police Command were deployed to restore calm and order and prevent further destruction. And you're seeing pictures and videos as well roll out on the screens this afternoon, and we're going to go and speak to the PRO of NIMOS, Pakwesi Shandoff. We get the indication he's not there just as yet for us to get those details from him. But Dr. Nanaya Wakwada is with the Bureau of Public Safety. He's joining us right now this afternoon as well for a quick conversation in relation to this particular matter. But before we engage him, let's speak to Pakwesi Shandoff, who I understand has joined us via the phone lines right now. Talk to us as to what the understanding is in relation to what transpired between this operation and the results which has played out in the last 48 hours.
Really was extremely and profoundly disappointing, because the soldiers, the NIMOS team, were basically there to ensure a crackdown. And so it was a huge surprise that the locals got agitated, demanding for the release of the persons who have been arrested. And then in the process, they then began to accost and attack the NIMOS team. In fact, when the incident happened yesterday, having spoken to the Director of Operations of NIMOS, he indicated to me that he survived clearly by the mercy of God. Because if you look at the intensity of the anger and how that they were very much charged, he and the rest of the team would have lost their lives. That is the plainest way to put it. And so we are wondering, the question that for me as an individual has been on my mind is, why would the youth, the young people in that particular enclave, protest against the military NIMOS coming around to, as it were, end illegal mining in that particular area? But what we have also discovered, and what is currently being investigated, is that it appears there are certain individuals who actually are the masterminds behind it. Otherwise, I mean, Aisha, let's try to rationalize this. If a NIMOS task force has come to an area, in fact, that was not even their primary destination. They were on their way back to Accra, and then they saw the mining, happening along the road. Then they decided to stop, intercept the process, and then end it. Why should this be a cause of agitation? What we are learning, although inconclusive, is that apparently there are certain kingpins who are sponsoring this, and so investigations have commenced accordingly, and in due time we'll be able to identify the persons who actually instigated and facilitated this very risky and fatal development. Clearly, from what happened yesterday, the briefing that I received from the Director of Operations of NIMOS, it is abundantly clear that if we are going to deal with illegal mining and do away with some of these developments, the locals must be sensitized, number one, and especially not just the locals by way of the residents, but the local authorities must also up their game.
Sparkwesi Shandoff speaking there, and we know, I mentioned that the Bureau of Public Safety has been issuing a statement, and we'll speak to Nanayo Akwada, but we just want to walk you through quick pointers in relation to what it is they've been demanding of authorities, and then we can go to them with the latest in terms of development as we've got from the Ghana Police Service as well. And so of the many things they were demanding, as at this morning, it included the immediate arrest and interrogation of the MP alleged to have been involved in this full-scale investigation by the Ghana Police Service with support from the Ghana Armed Forces, and also protective measures for NIMOS officers, soldiers and witnesses, parliamentary inquiry to determine disciplinary or criminal sanctions if the MP is found to have interfered with law enforcement operations, strengthening of operational security protocols for all anti-illegal mining task force. And so this is the demand from NIMOS. We've seen that statement that's come through from the Ghana Police Service, which says that the headquarters of the CID has been tasked to take over this investigation and look into the matter as well. The Member of Parliament who has been named in this particular subject matter, we understand, has been invited by the Ghana Police Service to assist in investigations. Let's take this to Dr. Nanayo Akwada quickly for a bit of a conversation. Mr. Akwada, I appreciate you speaking to us and joining us this afternoon as well. So we've just got that release as well from the police, which says that of the many things, the headquarters of the CID has taken over investigations. They provide a brief background as to what happened as well, but most importantly, the MP alleged to have incited all of this has been invited to assist with investigations. That surfaces in terms of the immediate first steps which should be carried out in beginning to unravel played out over the weekend.
Good afternoon to your viewers, and I would like to, before I comment on that, I would like to commend, the district police station and the district police director for a great, demonstration of policing. I mean, I watched the footage, and anyone who watches the footage could actually feel the intensity of the crowd and then the charged atmosphere. But I think that the way the police team, navigated this course and averted, a potential, bloodshed is worthy of commendation. And when the dust is settled, I will be expecting the police department to, recognize these police officers who did such a great protective job. And also I want to commend the military and the NIMOS members involved in this unfortunate incident. I think that the whole of Ghana does off its heart for them. They are doing a great job. The fact that they had to do take a detour to complete a very important task like this shows how determined and dedicated they are. And I think that this morning, I am confident that, their effort will pay off, and they need our support to make these efforts actually pay off. Now, the action of the Ghana Police Service, inviting the MP for questioning suffices for me. But I think that from per the story, some people have been released. I am thinking that the national security should get involved, locate all these persons. My understanding, my intelligence points to a non-citizen involved in this. Locate all of these people with immediate effect and bring them, into its bosom for prosecution. What happened on Saturday is shameful, it's most regrettable, it's very dangerous. It could have resulted in a lot of loss of lives of people, and also it is a test of our resolve to ensure that Galamsey is rooted out from our body politics, as soon as possible.
Right.
And so this incident provides us with that opportunity to prove how serious we are about Galamsey, to prove that we are not going to let anyone off the hook regardless of their status in society. And which is why I think that within the next few hours, this MP should be in the bosom of the police for investigation. And if it requires that they get permission or authorization from, the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament to keep this MP in the bosom of the law enforcement agencies for investigations, that must be done. We must not let anyone off the hook. Consistent with the broken windows theory, this must not be ignored. And as a Bureau of Public Safety, what we have been saying time and again is that if we allow Galamsey to linger on, very soon it's going to be an armed group. We are going to have to deal with them like a terror group, and it's going to be more difficult. So this is the opportunity for us as a nation to descend heavily on persons who are, behind the windows, encouraging young men, youth to go into this area, and that they use their status as a shield for persons who are dealing a very devastating blow to our environment.
Top country ne ukudrufo the chewa home. Say your powder, say your deodorant.
And also destroying the livelihoods of people. So this must not be ignored. And all 5 of our demands that we have made, we expect that it will be, acceded to as soon as possible. We must not only do justice, but justice must be swift. We must be swift so that the word will go out there that, look, we are serious about this fight, and we are not going to let anyone off the hook, no matter your status in society.
And I hear you on the swift action. There are foreign elements which for a while we've known have had a hand in terms of the activities of illegal mining, which continues to plague the state. To the extent that from the report, it suggests that this foreign element could have been part of the reason for the inciting of the crowd, amongst many other things. We haven't got word from the police in this release that anybody has been picked up outside of the fact that the NIMOS team was protected and taken away. The individuals who are arrested by the NIMOS team, even which resulted in the incitement of the people as well. We haven't got word of them being picked up again. Should we be getting updates on that front, even as the MP is being invited and other respective persons within the development as has happened in the last few hours?
Absolutely, which is why I have said that, look, we must escalate this to the level of national security, so that nobody, gets out of our borders. We get everybody roped in. If it means within the next 24 hours publishing the images of these individuals as wanted persons, so that the public could assist in bringing all these perpetrators to book. Look, it's a serious issue we are dealing with. If you watch the video, that the footage circulating, and you don't get the import of how serious this thing is, then I'm sorry for our country. The next incident that gets closer to this, it's going to be a bloodshed, and that is when these guys will begin to arm to the teeth. Okay, we don't want persons who are applying in Galamsey to arm themselves in this manner. So we must send the signal there strongly. Let us publish the images of these influential persons, publish the images of the members or the leaders of these youth who, helped in, intervening or stopping law enforcement agencies from carrying out their lawful duties, just as it was done in the January 6th riot in the USA. The FBI went out there using the footage, publishing images of individuals who were participants of these of such actions, and then they brought them to book one by one, and swiftly so. We must do that and make sure that as we do it, we are keeping the public updated. We have arrested the 10th person, we have arrested the 11th person, we have arrested the 30th person, so that the signal is out there that you cannot hide behind mobs to be doing some of these things, and that we are serious as a nation about rooting out Galamsey. And I think that if we approach it in this manner and we do this swiftly, the key word is swiftly, we do this swiftly, we will send the signal out there. And
I appreciate the mention. I appreciate the mention of swiftly, considering how everything has played out. Is there an acceptable timeline or a time frame through which we should be getting updates from the police with respect to this? And also the silence of NIMO, some say, is concerning. They should have been providing updates as well on the back of the development vis-a-vis the ongoing updates from the police.
Look, I have, number one, I think that swiftly, within 24 hours to 36 hours, the police should be putting out images of wanted persons out there. We need them to do that for both substance and form. We need them to do this so that people will assist them. And then secondly, for NIMOS, I mean, listening to what happened on Saturday, I am very confident in NIMOS. And I think that by now they are doing, a post-mortem analysis of whatever happened, and they will re-strategize and retool and change their modus operandi. I mean, when they get into such escalations, they will know what to do. But my brother, we must commend the NIMOS officers and the police for doing a great job. Elsewhere, they would have deployed firepower, and it would have been bad news this morning. So we must commend them, especially for us as a Bureau of Public Safety, where we have always descended heavily on the police. I think that the work they did last Saturday was really, really to international level. It was really a class act that we need to identify the district commander and everyone involved in making sure that they gave the NIMOS officers a safe pass without a single shred of assault on a citizen.
Appreciate you providing these thoughts for us. That's Nanaya Akwada speaking to us this afternoon on the latest. The police says investigations underway. They are inviting the Member of Parliament at the center of this to assist with investigations, and most certainly will follow up and bring details.
Order for when breaking news about to say NDC MP no for Esutifin North. And I know who I share a meeting in abroad. See, I know IGP at the order Kessi Abase. Yen Shemu, and Nyama a course no, just say NIMOS. Penina ye attack no NDC MP pan, and I just say Osman boys are Omoko attack NIMOS. A director of operations or the four Abra or Boa Mayetu Galamsey as an NDC MP no. Asman the boy say omko attack na chese si anu MP no ye invite no chese police for esonimu IGP esonimu say yenye investigation kese pan e wo no ho na say ne ho ko bo mu pan dia parliament say omonfa ne ho enche ne crowd for when e breaking news abeto dia me so be nyina bro e wo Ghanatube for mo refi so be like no ma subscribe no ma share no ma hit notification bell so ma say ne be ya abini abibia do pe content say ya wo weda ne tempa no atwe meet mo do for aha and I'm breaking news in Nabisi or Ghanatube or the four. Macramunina, Medamunina, Sibebre.